I'm honored to be here to talk about AI research at the University of Alabama campus. Um, I want to mention one thing I didn't mention before. My primary appointment department is computer science. Sorry for that. I'm also join an appointment at ME department as well. So I especially want to talk about AI for rural resilience. I will explain in the end of my presentation to explain why I use the title as Alabama to the world. I will explicitly explain that the significance of Alabama research and AI research and education in Alabama, and what is the implications of this research and education in Alabama until to the world. The first thing I want to mention a quote is from the Franklin Roosevelt, the 32nd president of the United States. He mentioned his famous quote is that the test of our progress is pretty much about the work in United States. It's not whether we add more to abundance of those who have much, but whether we provide enough for those who have little. So when I read this quote, actually is exactly about my vision regarding AI research in Alabama. Because if we change this as the test of AI is not whether we add more to the abundance of those who have much, but whether we provide enough for those who have little. I think that's what we need to do. That's what we need to test the AI. That's the goal of AI research and education. And that's the reason the significance of AI research and education in Alabama. Because in Alabama state, with this, we have lower social economic status than any other states. And we definitely need to check that, do we provide enough for those who have little? I think that's the last milestone we need to achieve for AI. And that's the core value I want to give out. I want all of you, all the attendees, you should take home with this message. The test of AI is not whether we add more to the abundance of those who have much, but whether we provide enough for those who have little. And then the AI at UA campus actually is already abundant. We have Alabama Life Research Institute, Transportation Water Institute, Research Institute on Asian Rural Health, Data and Analytics. All these institutes, they have more or less, they have data science projects, machine learning research, AI research. But there is no hub, there is no collective hub or collective intelligence on AI to integrate all these efforts together to prevent always reinventing the wheels all the time. So like Alabama and AI for Rural Health, the Institute for Rural Health Research, you can see that they have very significant surveys for the rural communities. You can see here, there's the mobile outreach unit, especially funded by College of Community Health Science. They deliver these mobile health units. These mobile health units is very useful during a pandemic because most of the COVID vaccination is conducted by these kind of mobile outreach units for those rural residents, right? So you can see that rural health and developed technologies, AI technology for rural health is very significant impact on the communities. Other than that, like opioid crisis, substance abuse, all these issues is very severe as well in the rural communities. So UA is also expanding behavioral health services for rural Alabama youth as well. And AI for environment, like National Water Center is located at UA, and they have national water model. The national water model is also a foundation for numerous research on AI for environment, the modeling of the water modeling and the flood and the drought forecasting, hydrological forecasting, all these kind of surveys is built based on these AI tools. And AI for transportation, you can see that the AI, the Alabama Transportation Institute, right now they funded the Mobility and the Power Center, especially for next generation electrical vehicles, starting from the materials, component systems of the EVs, and the infrastructures like a charging power grid of the EVs, and then also the consumers' cybersecurity policies surrounding the transportation issues. So you can see that AI for transportation is also another big component for our society. So according to that, you can say that is we have all these institutes, and then all the faculty and the researchers, they have the lead to combine together to develop a community, develop a platform, develop a hub to integrate all these efforts together. So starting from 2019, that's the seeds were planted, and then at that moment, the Cyber Institute declared AI and ML as a primary focus until last year. More and more faculty members and students, graduate students that participate in these meetings. And we have around 100 faculty members from 6 colleges and 1 school join the faculty interest group and the bi-weekly meetings. And then eventually we started this AI Research Center at UA. So the mission of the center, we call it is Alabama Center for the Advancement of Artificial Intelligence. The center aims to position UA as a leading force in national AI research, development, and education. And the organization structure, if you look at here, we directly report to College Engineering and the Office for Research and Economic Development. And you can see that it's pretty interdisciplinary. So for example, director is from computer science, also the co-director from social work and physics, but all the affiliate faculty, you can see from engineering, business, art and science, and health, education, and community. The 5 grand challenges for this AI center is that we try to resolve the 5. The challenge 1 is the core AI core. We call it AI core is the science of artificial intelligence and learning. This one will specifically focus on exploring the optimal architecture of neural networks. And the second challenge is creating innovations human-centered AI, because the components of human behavior and human intention, all these things is actually is very important in AI development. And then the third one is AI ethics, creating innovations in ethical development and use of AI. And then AI for everyone, and preparing a lifelong learning workforce. That will be a fourth one. The last one is developing AI research and education communities and industry and university partnership. So that's the 5 challenges we are exploring at the AI Center. The existing grants and anticipating funding, that's pretty much according to the 5 challenges. If you look at you can see that that's what we are doing right now. And also we are creating AI for grant. AI for grant means that we are combining all the expertise from the UA faculty. So it's like we extracted the keyword from the faculty's papers, publications, create word clusters, or create a knowledge graph of the existing expertise of UA faculty and map that to the word clusters in the grant solicitation. This will help the campus, all the faculty and the researchers on campus and match the activities and interest to the grant solicitations. That's the one pilot projects we're doing right now. And the example grant and the proposals, I specifically want to mention several of them. One is the AI workforce, one is data infrastructure, one is smart health and rural health. The AI workforce, this one is funded by National Science Foundation, especially to develop the AI workforce for water science, for hydrological forecasting, for water management. So you can see that this one is directly the direct partnership between University of Alabama and the National Water Center. So the vision of this project is to train a new generation of scientists and engineers at the intersections of hydrology, geoscience, computer science, risk perceptions, and the operational opportunities. So this one is pretty much the to enhance the AI research for water science, the water, especially from research to operations research areas, like you can see the data science workflow, predictive models, and enhance the forecast messaging for decision support. And then data infrastructure project, this one is integrate the isolated health and justice data set and offering robust resource for researchers and educators to enhance their insights. So I will specifically talk about this project later. This one is also funded by National Science Foundation. And smart health, like the smart health, smart wearables, like smart glasses for behavior intervention. That's also another big project at UA. Another one is rural health. I mentioned this, the UA expanded behavioral health service to the rural Alabama youth. This one is hosted by the Community of Health and the College of Health Environmental Service. So this one is specifically to deliver to promote the health opportunity and passion and equity through the development of sustainable community resource for children, youth, and family in rural Alabama. Also, we align our strategic plan of the AI Center to the federal agency's AI strategic plan as well. Like you can see here, the National AI Research Institute funded by National Science Foundation, and also the NIH data science infrastructures as well. So the first milestone we are working on right now at the AI Center is the data infrastructure for next generation AI. And the solution we are working on right now is integrating the knowledge graph and the large language models. So meaning is that this is just a few example. The large language model and the knowledge graph integration is not exactly in this graph, but this is a very simple example. The example is that from all those unstructured documents, and we can extract the ontology, and then through the large language models to build a graph. But apparently in our projects, we developed a more complex, complicated scenarios for this. But if you look at here, you can see that when I talk about AI for grant, that develop AI tools to extract all the expertise from the faculty and help the faculty link them to the existing grant solicitations. You can see that this one is exactly example. For example, you can imagine that um, on unstructured documents is the faculty's resume or CV, and we extract all the ontologies from the faculty's CV, and then we can map it to the grant solicitation. That's the one pilot project we're working on. But talking about data infrastructure for next generation, what we're doing right now is that we integrated different kind of data sets together. For example, the health and justice data set. Previously, we developed data science for health, we developed data science for justice. But this kind of data set level is suddenly being examined through integration. But apparently there are lots of research, or there are lots of issue, especially those issues in the underrepresented communities, because of data is sparse in their communities. Another thing is that every issues in the communities is not just a health issue or justice issue. They need a more systematic examination of the data, because examining the data systematically will give us more comprehensively understanding of the issue. I gave an example about this. For example, the substance abuse or opioid abuse, all these kind of thing already became an epidemic. It is already, it's not just the issue, it's already defined as epidemic in the south of United States right now. So it means that the substance abuse, the issues or the issues or claims or coincidence of this issue is not only reflected in the health data, it's also reflected in the justice data, the social justice, criminal justice data. And also another thing like health disparities. Does health disparities just about health? Not really. And when we also examine the social determinants of health, that social determinants of health just about social determinants of health is also about social determinants of justice. So based on this, we started considering, is it possible we can integrate all the data together? But in order to integrate the data together, we need to examine the ontologies of social determinants of health and justice. So there are research areas on social determinant of health. There are also research areas regarding social determinant of justice. They have developed their own ontologies, but no one really examined them together. So that's why we recognize and comprehend the social determinants of these underrepresented groups, especially those in economically disadvantaged positions. So we integrate all these data together to offer a robust resource. You can imagine this, you can look at this picture. You can imagine this picture is pretty much around like a rural medicine, right? And then in this rural medicine, when the patients come here to seek help from the doctors, but there is no integrated database or integrated resource available for the doctors to provide appropriate suggestions. Apparently, like the previous one, the UA expanding the health behavior service. Why the health behavior service are so important? Because health behavior service, they are very good alternative to any other pharmacies based treatment for the issues. Well, for example, if someone has a chronic pain or sleep quality, and then what kind of service the rural medicine could provide? the most direct or cost-saving way without the support of the integrated database or integrated knowledge. The only cost-saving way is to provide a pain reliever, provide substance based medicine. So that's the reason the prescribed substance abuse is also very high in these communities. So that's the original motivation, but we definitely want to do more than that. So the data set we're working on, we integrate the health data set, justice data sets, and the environmental data sets together. And we try to build the ontology, build the knowledge graph, and the large language models together to build a reliable and integrative resource for these rural medicine clinics. And then we integrated this. Actually, this project is funded by National Science Foundation, but this is one of the data infrastructure project. Actually, National Science Foundation invested pretty much 27 million for this kind of data infrastructure for next generation AI. And we have 15 projects. Each project is 1.5 million. And we work very closely with other groups, including University of Virginia, University of Maine, and also Temple University and Georgia State University to develop this integrated knowledge graph and large language models. And you can see here, that's the structure of the knowledge graph from the electronic health record, insurance, climate, environment, and also the social determinant of health, mental health, health equality, equality, and also criminal justice and social justice together. And also these projects this data infrastructure is not only for us. It will become publicly available for different kind of users. For different kind of users, it will have different kind of information sharing and knowledge openness for them. So it means that for individual users, community users, society users, and the stakeholder users, that's the we will have the information sharing and the knowledge sharing through the research framework developed by NIMHD. Currently the project status we already have a demo on that. Right now this demo is not public available. It's just available on UA Compass. But this is a user interface. So you can see that the user interface, that's the query. On the left side is query. You can ask any questions on this query regarding any social determinants of questions, or any question you can ask related to health and justice. And then they will show the locations on the right side and also answer the question regarding this. Like, for example here, what percentage of people in Detroit has a dishwasher? Actually, dishwasher is a significant indicator for housing conditions. And housing condition is a very significant indicator for social economic status. So that's one example. And then current project status, we already have a data use agreement and IRB protocol approved. And also we specifically developed a community-based participant research. And you can see here, right now, you can see the core research method or the core of AI research at our AI center. You can see that mostly we are developing partnership with communities, because we want our technology could integrate the perspectives from the communities first before we deploy and develop this kind of technology. So data sets, you can see that we integrated the data set from NIMHD, CDC, and also Department of Justice regarding like the national incident-based reporting system, national survey on drug use and health, all these kind of data we are integrated to that. And ontology, we are developing ontology using the large language model and the machine learning methods on that. This ontology will be very useful for sharing the knowledge and building a foundation for the knowledge graph. And this is the foundation for the data infrastructure. And currently, you can see that we we integrate as a Neo4j database. That's the terabytes Neo4j database we're building right now. Other than that, we just look here. You can see this user interface, and behind that you can see that when the user send a query, and this query will input into the large language model. Right now, we're still using GPT-4 because GPT-4 is most of the reliable large language model, but we are going to replace it with other customized large language models. But the large language model will translate the data and the query and the schema into the specific format query, like the Cypher query for Neo4j. And then the Neo4j provide the results, and the results will be translated again by the deep large language models, and the answer will be answered in the natural languages. So this infrastructure will already built, and is up running right now. So we will deliver our alpha level deliverables, and these alpha level deliverables will be open for public as well. So you can see that we are doing preparation, we're examining data quality, we're building ontology, we're also building logic graph. So, but right now, what we're doing is especially focus on substance abuse in Deep South. Especially we also have stakeholder communication. We communicate with Department of Public Health, National Alliance in Mental Illness, Alabama Emergency Medical Service, Rural Health Initiative, all this, and also LOA, and also the UAB have Center for Clinical and Translation Science. We build connections with them and make sure our use case, our data governance, is aligning with the guidance, and that's pretty much the stakeholder communication as well. After you can see that this data infrastructure for next generation AI, especially through our technology, regarding integration of large language model and knowledge graph, actually could be generalized for any other applications. So that's the reason we call this one is the data infrastructure for the AI center, because this data infrastructure will help us to develop any kind of AI research, whatever for rural health, for transportation, or for water science or environment. So that's kind of the structure we are building right now. This data infrastructure is the foundation for our AI center. Another thing what we are doing, I already emphasized that as well, is we want to build connections with communities, right? And the community communication, partnership with communities is the core value of our AI center. The data infrastructure is the foundation, technology foundation, but communicating with communities is the core value of the AI center. So we also developed another project, is called data storytelling. Why we work on this? Because storytelling is a very important communication strategies with communities. So we definitely need to think about what is the perspectives, the community's perspectives in telling their stories, how they tell their stories, or what kind of stories they prefer, or what kind of stories they like to hear, right? Give an example, like the National Water Center, or the water forecasting information or knowledge, provided by National Water Center for the communities. But does the community really appreciate the format of the data or information announced by the National Water Center? So it means that we tell a story, but we also need to hear the community feedback, and then we might need to consider a new version of the story for the communities. So that's the another project we are developing as well. And this project also funded by NSF is that we call the data storytelling. So we have data, we have narratives. The narratives is from the community perspective or from the audience perspective. And also we have the data visualization techniques, but how we can tell a good story. So it's pretty much like the journalism or filming. They have the facts from the journalism, and then they produce the news, and then they have footage for the films, and then they produce movies, right? So for stories, how we can produce the stories using the data insights. That's the data storytelling. So apparently in our right now data science classroom, we teach lots of about data analysis clinic skills, but we never teach what is data communication. We teach data visualization, but we don't teach data communication. So that's the project is that we will have a story studio, and for different users, they can come to search the data insights and then provide the data story recommendations based on the artificial intelligence. If we look at a story, you can see that a story is have a main message or main idea, but each message they have different key points, but each points they have supporting points, evidence, all these kind of thing, and how we can organize these things together to be a considerable or to be a um equitable or for those communities. So that's the data storytelling techniques we are doing right now. We have our own Jupyter Hub server. That's we are building a server right now. It is able to collect the data insights. We're building the data storage studios as well. And also from the learning science, what is the insight, what is the role of different evidence or different key points in the stories. So this is the structure of the story. Actually, all these structures from the learning science will be represented in a computational model. I will talk about it later. So from the data science, in the AI part, we developed a game theoretic gradient descent algorithms to have the proposer, evaluator, and explainer. And the generative AI embedded inside that is the X is pretty much the data insight. And then we developed a neural networks inside to become a proposer. Other, Otherwise, there's another one is the evaluator. So you can see that the proposer and the evaluator, they are pretty much like a generative adversary neural networks. They will compete with each other to do the mini mask game between these two until they find the combinational optimization of the data insights for the different perspective of the audience. So this one is pretty much what kind of generative AI techniques we developed for this project. So you can see that right now I talk about two things. One is the data infrastructures. That's the technology foundation for the AI center. The knowledge graph and large language models, that's we developed to integrate all the unstructured data together as as a structured knowledge, and we use we customize the large language model as a user interface and for the not much tech technology the non-technology users. And then we also talk about how we leverage or how we are developing generative AI techniques for data storytelling, especially improve the communications for communities. So that's the two key items we are working on right now, and both of them are funded by National Science Foundation. And also the data communication method, the data communication based on large language based generative AI is also considering for funding by the National Water Center as well. So because they have the large unmet needs for how to efficiently communicating the water or the environmental crisis or environmental information to the underrepresented communities. So you can say that this is the two core activities or techniques we are developing right now for the AI Center. So the AI Center also, you can say that the data infrastructure will definitely could become a end users. The communication tools also we can explore end users. But there are four things we developed in AI Center is that one is training, one is partnership, one is end user, and one is innovations. But the infrastructure, the AI infrastructure we are building is that we are empowering the research at the UA through these five-step wheels. One is ideation, the proposal, and then we provide support through the data infrastructure and algorithms, models, and then integration and training. So that's the wheel that's the five-step wheels we're designing. But at least right now we work on data and the integration. Data is the data infrastructure. Integration is the training is the communication things we are working on. Also, University of Alabama is trying to build a next generation high performance computer, and based on a high performance computer right now, we will develop even more applications and research. And the Alabama Center for Advanced of AI, the ALA-AI, is the intermediate layer for this. The imagination of the future of the AI Center is that hopefully we can build a digital playground. What is digital playground? The concept of digital playground, it means that we just imagine that based on the HPC, we could build a playground for everyone. Everyone could come to play and develop and play with AI, develop their own AI, and design and deploy the AI to the communities. Every community resident or every community leaders, they could come to here to play with AI and to do any other research, education, development activities. So here you can say that we definitely consider the AI ready resource. The AI ready resource, because HPC is okay, but we definitely need to develop AI ready. For the users, they do not have much technology or computing knowledge, they can still play with the resource. We are trying to develop AI and we develop data and computational resources that are AI ready, shareable, and interoperable rather than reinventing rails all the time. And also we hopefully develop customized large language models to provide a friendly user interface to access on campus resource. Other than that, we also focus on scalability and commercialization. So that's the vision of the AI playground. What do we imagine right now? Other than that, I want to talk about Alabama to the world. So actually, Alabama and Mississippi, these kind of states, we pretty much the very poorest, states in the United States. In some communities, the living condition, civil infrastructure is not very good. It's comparing to other developing countries is even not good not better than them. So I think this is the last milestone we need to achieve. If that the last bar we need to raise up. So as what I said in the beginning, the test of AI is not about how much abundance we provide. It's about do we provide do we provide real world benefits to the people who has very little. And that's exactly what we need to do in Alabama. That's exactly the mission of AI Center in Alabama. The picture I showed here, you can see that this is from the movie Forrest Gump. And the movie Forrest Gump actually it exactly show the spirit of Alabama regarding the test of AI. We definitely need to provide more to the people who has little. The reason I put a Forrest Gump picture here is because Forrest Gump is the first American movie I watched when I was a high school student. That's pretty much when I was like 16 years old in China. And then that's the first movie I watched about America. The first state I know in America is Alabama. And today I'm working for Alabama. And I think that's my mission as well. That's the reason I talk about Alabama to the world. And that's the reason we develop AI for rural resilience. Thank you, everyone.